Welcome to another Brand Decoded show. It's Friday night of April 10th, 2026. And what prompted me to create this video is a staggering piece of information that software as a service is a very interesting industry. It's one of those industries that had dramatic impact on the humanity, but also had 90% margins. And AI is repricing this industry in real time, because now a lot of new startups, they don't have to pay so much for the software. All they have to pay is for the AI. And I'm looking at this from the perspective of my usage. Like we're cutting down on our software expenses like across the board, but we're not cutting down on the AI. And the AI is doing most of the work. So if your software as a service doesn't have an MCP, which stands for Model Context Protocol, like your business is like cooked. It's literally cooked, like HubSpot. And we're a HubSpot partner. And like the AI is forcing me to rethink the nature of this partnership. We're like selling somebody else's software. And the way it looks like right now, there's so many new good software out there that people are coming up on a whim. And so I'm just looking at the things that we're internally using, and every time we need something that's like custom, we don't go and build an app for it. Like we don't go and buy an app, we go and build an app. So this leads us to the next thing. The people that actually learn how to use the AI are the future. Well, the software as a service industry is like obliterated. Like when you see something like 60, 70% down from its original price, and we're talking about stock market. And like, let's say the war can like move things 10, 20%. But when you see something drop 60%, really makes you wonder, like where are we headed? And I'm pretty sure like the good software is needed. Like I love HubSpot, don't get me wrong. Like HubSpot has an MCP and I'm logging into it. But now, because the Salesforce has a better MCP, which is Model Context Protocol, I'm like strongly considering like should I switch to Salesforce? Like should I? Like you can technically have like a base plan as an individual. You don't even have to have like the whole thing, the whole shebang, right? So like I'm like slowly leaning towards like, oh, maybe I should migrate to a single seat of Salesforce, you know, like the work out of which I'm conducting most of my sales operations. Because at the end of the day, what all of the SaaS is I would say most of the SaaS is just a wrapper for a SQL, MySQL. There's like nice little features that are doing some functionalities and stuff like that, which forces us to think in a different way. How do we embrace this future? Like for the longest time, I was the agency guy, and I'm rethinking the whole nature of labor. Like if we're selling something, there's literally no need for a landing page designer. Like you can literally design a landing page in a prompt. Now people want to buy the solutions. Like for example, the landing page itself can get created like that, but the landing page that works within the context of what you're trying to achieve, even when it's easy to conduct with the AI, it will create like a huge discrepancy between those that understand what works, which is the psychology of marketing, versus those that don't know what works. They can't pattern recognize the working model. And now the competition is going to get really fierce because people that were disadvantaged by not knowing how to do certain things have the AI to do things for them. So what does that mean? The content is becoming way more prevalent, but the content in and of itself is not that important. Like, because even the content is getting blasted out. So I feel that authenticity is becoming an important aspect. When I say authenticity, I'm not thinking like you have to be original or something of that nature. When I say authenticity, like you do have to be of value in a certain shape or form. Like you do have to bring something good to the table every time you open your mouth. And that's why I love these videos of mine. Like I know that people used to love them, and it created like a lot of friends, I would say. But I'm really grateful for even for the opportunity that I have the internet and I can speak into a camera and I can hold somebody else's attention. Because that moment in time is like, you can classify it as time under attention. Shout out back to the OG Danko that coined the phrase, where he made the paraphrase: time under tension is for muscles. And what time under tension is for muscles, time under attention is your revenue. Let me explain. When people are learning something from you, they are generating this concept called the parasocial relationship. The more time they spend with you virtually, the more they feel like they are your friend. It's just a nature of the game. And I'm surrounded with so many people that are content creators, and I'm like looking at them, and they throw themselves out there on the regular. They show up on camera and they do their thing. And sometimes like it's scary, because when you show up on camera, you get an opportunity to be rejected. And that opportunity to be rejected or called out on, like my most popular videos attracted trolls. Like, one good thing about the trolls is like they boost you in the algorithm so more people see you. That does happen. And the core wounds, like if you don't have your inner game sorted out, it becomes extremely hard for you to hop on a camera. I can tell you, like, I'm terrified even to this day. There's a layer to this where I'm afraid of hopping on a camera. I'm afraid of hitting publish. I'm afraid of hitting publish on a newsletter piece that I wrote, because I think it's gonna flop. But in doing this over and over and over again, like rewiring my brain to get something out there, even if it gets edited with the AI, even if it gets better when you edit it with the AI, I'm forcing myself not to worry about the outcome. And the less you worry about the outcome, the more you observe it as a game and you show up and you do your best, you will attract the like-minded people into your life. And this attraction is not easy. Like, I've been growing my Twitter account for years and it felt like a struggle. But in this struggle, you become better. Like you learn more about the people. That's the beautiful thing. Like you can't know what people like or don't like until you put it out there. And sometimes you just find like a specific angle to what you're building, and then you keep doing it as long as it works. It's like the nature of the law of the business. It's like, if something's working, don't stop. If something's working, don't stop. And one thing that comes to you as you're building your digital body is that you start to realize that every second of your life matters. Because if it's a good second, if it's a good life, it starts attracting better things to you. So you have to have this level of hygiene, mental hygiene, as to what kind of thoughts are ruminating through your brain. Because the thoughts become actions, actions become habits, habits become a character. And every single thought matters. And that's a part of, like, I have this document, it's called source code, which is extremely geeky. Like, at this vantage point, like, am I still gonna call my document a source code or a manifest? I was like, no, but I used to call it source code, and I've read it almost every day. And over time, I've rewrote that document, but it gave me like a reference point as to who am I becoming as a person? Who am I building myself up as? And, being upfront about it, talking about it, and just like dropping that on a video, like, terrified me. Like, just like, am I going to publish this? Like, am I going to share my most personal thoughts? And like, in a grand scheme of things, you start to realize you transcend, and your thoughts in this AI internet. It's not even the internet anymore. Like, what is real is that when you show up without the AI, even though the AI is going to eat us alive, right? Even this video is consumed by the AI, and it can replicate my exact speech. But somehow, I think in this very moment, people will be able to recognize human on the internet. Like the same way we look at the content and we know it's synthetic. Like the AI has like just a way of putting things that you just know it's the AI. And like it goes beyond the M dashes, it goes beyond the not because, but because, and all these other AI phrases that if you're using AI on the daily as much as I do, you just know. You just know this is AI. And like the more we see that, the pattern recognition of humans will lit up, at least of the smart ones, and they will know this is real. And someone didn't even put the effort in here, or you will be able to say his thoughts are not his own thoughts. So creating something coherent, creating a life philosophy that people can plug into is the moat. It is the moat because the labor itself is meaningless. Like the AI is going to remove all boring menial labor from our life. Like including when the robotics kick in, you won't be even doing your home stuff. So like where do the humans add value? And it's becoming extremely, and like it's creating this level of anxiety of the fear of purposelessness. Like the jobs gave us meaning. The work was freeing us, even though we were enslaved by work. But now, with the AI, who is going to work? Like the trades are the last remnants of the labor, like plumbers, HVACs, local service-based businesses, painters, people that actually need to show up, and they have a shelf life of another 10 years. So for me, that's my core audience. Like I'm going to try to level with these guys and talk to them on a daily basis in order to gain their trust so I can help them grow their business by doing the things that are like beyond their comprehension. Like they don't have the level of awareness to sit in front of the AI for 12 hours to figure shit out, or have people that understand those things. It's just life is moving like really, really fast. And that's my core audience, because like that's giving me a sense of purpose, like what we do want to do next as a company. But this is a revolution of human spirit. Like we have to start seeking the meaning beyond what we usually have. And we have the inflation, we have the war, we have the AI coming for our jobs. It's all happening. It's all happening. But how will we find meaning when we do land some resemblance of financial security? That is the question, because you won't have to work anymore. The only thing that is your job right now is to figure out how to transact value. And the labor is in front of you. Like the labor that you have is just your taste, or just your understanding of human psychology, or your ability to move human attention from one bucket to the next, and knowing how to capture that attention and maintain it. That is the only job of the future. Because once you know how to do that, and that takes some resources. You need to have the data, or you need to run the Google ads, it costs money, or you need to buy advertising with some other platforms, or you need to know SEO, or you need to know email marketing, or you need to do cold DMs. But your job is becoming managing and maintaining that attention. As long as you know how to sell something, you'll be able to move. And it's getting more difficult. It's getting more difficult, I can confess. And the only moat remaining is that there's a less of a need of the individual for others, except when it's about transaction. But what will we sell? For me, it's an existential crisis in a way, because what we are producing is labor. And agency as a concept is labor driven. You're selling work. So AI finally came to get me. And the last 3 months, I've spent anxiously too much of a time in front of the prompting bot. And I became viciously good. And I mean, really viciously good. I've created this ecosystem of client acquisition that works within Claude. You don't have to leave the app. I'm hunting down clients for whatever I can get through the app itself. So there's a data layer, and this data layer is allowing me to know who is interested. And that is scary. When you know your audience and how they think before you even reach to them. So you can create these waterfalls of information that are creating an audience that you can ping on the daily in order to acquire customers. You can sell them goods, services, and solutions that is going to save them time. So you can very intuitively figure that out. It's kind of like Palantir is a data intelligence company that works for the government that has these different buckets of the information. And when Palantir collects these pieces of information, it's getting the classified information from NSA, KGB, KGB is Russian, and it doesn't exist anymore. But NSA, CIA, FBI, all these other classified government documents, it creates the intel, it creates the bridge to Anthropic's Claude. And then Claude figures out where the enemy is, and boom, you're gone. And hot tip for anyone watching is interested in the Iranian war and stuff, we gotta have more war. This truce is just a temporary thing. Just what I wanted to tell you as I digress. But Palantir uses this data and anonymizes this data and sends it through the anonymization bridge to Anthropic to decode where the targets are and smack them. That's why a lot of dictators and stuff like that have experienced rapid disappearance from the face of the planet. And it's the closest to the kill switch that someone can have. This is extremely powerful, extremely powerful. Now, you don't have to be Palantir, you don't have to kill people in order to benefit from this technology. I hope it goes without saying. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's a thing. Don't shoot the messenger. But that led me to completely rethink my marketing. I'm more data driven than I ever was. Data is everything. You have to utilize it, otherwise you're not gonna win. So you don't need to be everything to everyone, but you have to be something to that data set so that you know what you're saying to them and how it translates into a relationship and how that relationship translates into clients and customers. And how do you give value to them, and what do they find valuable, and how do you solve that problem for them? That is still valid. It's just we don't need as many people to do it anymore. So one interesting thing that I did with my team, like I eliminated every human from the team that is not AI first. Like, so if they didn't know how to use the AI, we didn't have a room for them anymore, because AI literally took their job. And like the people that remained are the ones that are building the AI agents. They're building the infrastructure. They're building these pipelines of information movement for the company. And we're doing it for ourselves first, which was a painful transition in a way, because it forced us to prioritize ourselves. But as this is getting built up, we are growing as an organization. So my core team, there's four of them. They're like 8 to 9 hours per day, like nonstop AI, building these things and finding the solutions to how do we replace the previous labor that was doing worse of a job compared to what the AI is doing now. That's like scary. And this is happening first with the white collar jobs. So I don't know how this will end up, because we will have like this transition era. Like right now, you'll go on the street and things are still looking the same. How long is it going to be that way? I don't know. I'm hoping for a better future. But there's a lot of questions that are coming through my mind when it comes down to AI. But the one thing that I do know is people are still on social media. They're still staring down their phone. And thank you for giving me the attention for the full 22 minutes. I hope you found this video entertaining. And in doing so, like the smart entrepreneurs will recognize this one thing. They will hear and see and explore the pains that other humans have, and they will provide them solutions to those needs. And that's how the whole new era is going to start. You'll have to listen. Everyone will become an entrepreneur, or you will be on universal basic income and hate life and think everything's miserable. But that's basically where we're headed. Like, you're either going to create or you're going to be on the UBI. There's no in between. Like, the job as a category is dead. We're like going through if we had like an industrial revolution, and we had like information revolution, now we have an imagination revolution. How did we come to this point? I have no idea. Just remember that like towards the beginning of February, I switched from ChatGPT to Claude Opus, and my whole life changed. And my whole thinking process changed. And my whole workplace became a phone, and I'm talking to the AI and I'm asking it to do stuff, and I'm not even leaving. I'm doing this on a walk. Like, hey, can you look up top 50 lawyers in this space? And can you now draft up a spin tax email and cold email them from my cold email? And then all of a sudden, I'm like sending 500 emails while I'm walking, and I didn't even write them. And then it collects the data. It comes back. This is the open rate it's got. And this is how many people replied. And these are the people that replied. And then like, I got back to the next step. Like, okay, now these people that replied, like, can you run a Perplexity API search and tell me, like, are they a good fit for a client? And find me everything that you can on them. And boom, the Perplexity goes and like scours the internet on the information, on everything they can find about this prospect, and sends it back to me in real time. I'm like talking to it. Like, do you think this would be a good client for us? And the AI says, yeah, this could be like a good client for you. Like, okay, like try to like set up an appointment. And then like I'm bouncing back and forth with these attorneys as I'm doing my walk. Like, it's ideal. Like, what more can you do? Like, oh, I'm like talking to the phone and it just does shit. Like, I used to talk to people and they wouldn't get me as fast, and the feedback loop was long. I would have like, hey, Juan, can you like assemble me the list of like 100 lawyers? And then he would go and spend the whole day looking for the list. Now, hey, can you give me 100 emails? Boom, done. What's next? Like, your thoughts. You're moving at the speed of thought. Once you set up the infrastructure for the AI, you're moving at the speed of thought. There's nothing stopping you. Like you think of something and it's done. That's the extent where we're at. Now the problem is still high tech, right? Like this can be sounding as it's like easy, but took me 2-3 months to set all of this up. And once I did, everything started crystallizing. Well, what else can I say? Like it democratized marketing, and it emphasizes the research of the needs. So now you can talk to AI, do the market research, and test the market research all in one prompt. Like you don't even have to leave your chatbot interface, whether it's like ChatGPT or Claude or Grok, doesn't matter. But it's like, it's getting scary. So, and there's hype around it too. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's this new model from Claude that came out called Mythos. Like mythos, mysterious, mythical. And like they're paying all these influencers and YouTubers to say, oh my God, it's smarter than Opus and stuff like this. Like, no, like it's solving all these problems and it's finding 0-day exploits. But you have to still understand that every time there's a new technology, there's also hype. And we have to talk about the bad side. Like the AI is not all that great. It requires a very intelligent AI operator. Like your thinking process has to be immaculate. Your brain needs to perform. It's not like, oh my God, AI does everything. AI makes a metric ton of mistakes. But you know what? It makes less mistakes than people do. And the feedback loops are so much faster that like an AI operator can catch these mistakes in real time and fix them. Like you have to, if you're to become an AI operator, you need to grow as an intellectual and as a person. Your brain needs to expand. You need to feed it in such a way where you can grow, because the amount of information that we're processing, like people that are good with the AI, they have to have some level of autism or Asperger or something of that nature. They have to, like, because it's beautiful interaction of your own thoughts. You're not talking to the AI, you're talking to yourself, but you're also getting a feedback loop based on the infinite knowledge of humanity at your fingertips. And if you don't know how to think, AI is not going to help you. Like we are living in a time in humanity where two people will have the exact same piece of technology available to them, and they will have dramatically different outcomes as to what they're building, how they're working, what their final output is. And that's, my friend, is absolutely beautiful. It's astonishing. I don't know how else to describe it, because I can give you like an example. This is the first time when I've used the AI and where I had like a matrix moment where I said I know Kung Fu. And that was like 2023, early 2023. I was using ChatGPT inside of the Notion. And I was asking it all sorts of questions like, how do I set up servers? And I managed to get into the servers that my devs used to make for me. And I would get into the servers and I would understand what I'm doing, because the AI would guide me step by step and it would introduce me to the problem that I want to solve. So with that being said, what happened is that I had a moment, the matrix moment, where I said, I know Kung Fu. And at this moment I understood that AI is knowledge augmentation. But in order for you to be knowledge augmented, you have to have a really good clarity of judgment. Because if you don't have a clarity of judgment, you won't be able to move as fast as someone who does. And I'm wondering, how do I teach the clarity of judgment? How do I teach the common sense, or sense formerly known as common? How do I teach common sense? It's very hard. It's very hard to teach common sense. But this, take it like a step further. Don't talk about like just the common sense. Like, let's think about premium thinking, like elite level thinking, because that's where we're getting. Like, how will someone figure that part out? So while I still don't know how to teach that part, I can teach you one part. I can teach you how to integrate various different tech into one platform. One platform, one chatbot that does become an extension of you, so you can do the work of 20 people by yourself. And in the link below, I will drop a link where you can sign up. It's going to be a 90-minute training session. First come, first served. It's one-time thing. And I'll be teaching you how I did the things that I regularly do on my walks these days. Spent 90 days of my autistic mind on connecting the dots between various different apps, and I'll be sharing it all for you, and I'll tell you how you can make more money with it. Straightforward and simple. Some of that is going to be regurgitation of what you can find on YouTube and spend countless of hours, but the context under which I've been doing it, I'll be saving you months worth of research, and you'll be able to get it up and running in a week. So I've been speaking here for 32 minutes. If you've been listening to me the whole time, like, I'm gonna buy you a coffee and tell me like, hey Brian, decoded coffee style, send me that as a DM. I'm gonna send you a Starbucks gift card. With that being said, over and out. Thank you for your patience, and I hope you learned something new. Have a wonderful evening, and have a good one.